So I got a couple other things here to talk about shipping saws, packing saws, things to send me, things not to send me, I guess. I love having a letter like this. Okay. Me explains in there of any concerns that he might have or any of that kind of stuff. And I folded the paper over, but his name, address, phone number, everything is in there. And the check in the envelope. This helps me tremendously to send a note with the saw what you want done. I don't just do port work. That's my bread and butter. That's what I do the most of. But I do rebuilds. I do diagnostic work. I do some welding, crank repair on some of these when I can. Some of them are too far gone. But I do all that kind of work. And if somebody sends me a saw that they just want to rebuild on and no port work on, right? It's nice to have that information in a letter. So I ask everybody to include that, but it's actually quite rare that I actually get a note in these boxes. Some guys do, and I appreciate it. I've already gotten saws shipped to me that I was not informed were coming, did not send a note with the saw, did not put a check in with the saw, no name, no phone number, no address. So I go back and I look at the shipping label, and the only thing on the shipping label is the UPS store and their address and nothing more. So I have no idea where a saw came from. In those cases, all I can do is wait until somebody contacts me and starts asking questions about their saw. Otherwise, I am completely lost. So please, guys, put a note in the box. That's all I'm asking. Shipping a saw. Adequate packing. Saw came in this box. The saw actually was flopping around upside down in here. This cardboard's all been stirred around. But you can see that the spikes of the saw were all smashing out the side of the box. Saw was upside down in the box. By some miracle, this saw got here without any damage. I can't imagine what the boxes next to this box had to look like with the spikes tearing through the side of the box. That just doesn't cut it, guys. Here's a box. You know, I can't press this all down. It's nice and snug. Open up the box. It's nice and tight. Right? Got packing material in here. Everything is snugged up tight. We got a letter in here, right? It's taped to the top of the saw. Nice job. Excellent job of packing. All right? There won't be any damage on that saw. So, this is how I send my saws back. I painstakingly pack them tight. So, this guy's doing it right. That guy sent me a letter. This guy is a whole different story. All the way through, dealing with this guy's been a little bit different story. So, anyways, it ain't a bad story, but, you know, it could have been easier, could have been better, could have been faster. I could have got the saw back to him sooner. All that kind of stuff had he just done as I asked so that I didn't have to wait for everything. You know, we waited for an extra payment because the saw needed to be rebuilt. I had to wait for that. And, you know, now that the saw is done, I have to wait again for the final payment. And so it is what it is. But saw's done. It'll get here. It'll get there. And we'll be moving on. But I do a lot of other work. Rebuilds. You know, a lot of people aren't into porting. Dealers don't rebuild saws anymore. or very few do anyway. I do complete rebuilds. I'll do stock saws. I don't have a problem with that, but it has to be something new enough I can get parts for, OEM only. I'm not going to rebuild using aftermarket parts. Don't ask me. I just absolutely refuse to put my name on that kind of junk. So, but I do rebuilds. I do some welding. Not every welding repair is possible. I'm not equipped to do as much as other guys are, so sometimes I would refer you to another guy. And that's fine. I can't do it all because I don't have all the equipment. So, but please guys, do a better job of packing. Throw a note in there. Give me a name, address, and phone number. At a very minimum, you know. If you put the check in with the saw, I don't cash the check till I'm done with it, unless you ask me to. Otherwise, I don't cash that check until I'm finished with the saw. I box it up, I get it ready to ship. I go cash the check, I go ship the saw. So that's how I work. I know I got a lot of guys are a little concerned about, am I going to get my saw back? Am I going to get my money back? Am I going to get anything back? And hey, you know, in this the world we live in, you know, I don't blame guys, you know, but you got to trust somebody, and, you know, ask anybody. You know, my word's my word. I've always stood behind my stuff. I've always treated everybody as best I possibly can in every situation that's ever come up, and I don't have a lot of complaints. So do your research and check me out all you want. I'm legit, and you'll get your product, and you'll get it done right. So anyways, on to the next one.